Good morning, Facebook. Happy Monday to everybody, to everyone, whether you're at home or on your way to work. Fun fact for me, I am actually on my way back to work today for the first time since my maternity leave. So before I headed off to do that, I wanted to pop on and check in with everybody. I've been thinking about what content I want to share. I've had some people say that they like the videos I'm putting out, so I want to get some more out here with some information that I think will be helpful for you guys. If you have any suggestions or anything that you want to find out more about, let me know. Hit me up in a comment or a message. If you are catching this video on a replay, give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you're watching so I know that these are getting through to everybody. What I wanted to do this week, I'm hoping to hop on every morning, probably around this time, and pop on and talk about credit scores and what affects your credit score. Most of us know that a credit score plays a really big part in how much interest we pay on things, maybe whether or not we get picked as a tenant. Sometimes landlords will pull credit reports and scores to see whether you're considered, kind of a trustworthy person. And a credit score, a lot of people use that as like the barometer for how well you're doing financially. And it is one of the many ways to kind of get a feel for how you're doing. So the one thing that I wanted to talk about today, one of the factors that goes into your credit report and your score are late payments. So these are payments on any kind of debt you have. So it's payment on a credit card, it's payment on a student loan, on a car loan, on a mortgage. It can also be payments to your utility providers. Not all utility providers report to the credit bureaus, but some do. So it's really anything that you make a regular monthly payment to. If you miss it, it could ding your credit report and it could cause your credit score to drop. So there's a few important factors that go into this. When you miss a payment, so say you had a credit card payment, it was due on the 15th, and you hit the 17th and you're like, oh crap, I didn't make my payment. Don't panic. If it's a couple days like that, you really don't have as much to worry about as you think. You will get hit with that late fee from your credit card company, which credit card late fees can be hefty. They can be like $25 plus, which that kind of stinks because then you're out that money. But if you're only like a few days late on the payment, it's not actually going to affect your credit score quite yet. So legally, when you are late on a payment, it does not hit your credit report and your credit score until it is 30 days past due. So if you, miss it by a couple days, even a week, 2 weeks, it's not a problem. Make the payment as soon as you realize that you have missed it, and it's not actually going to affect your credit score at that point. If you are 30 days over, that is when it's actually going to show up as a delinquent payment on your credit score, and that's where credit report, and that's where it's actually going to hurt your credit score at that point, is if you're 30 days behind. So it's nice, there's a little bit of grace period there for you, as long as you kind of stay on top of things. So then what happens is once it hits your credit report, it stays on the credit report. So a late missed payment, once it hits your credit report, can stay on for up to 7 years. 7 years. Like that is an enormous amount of time, right? Like think about what you were doing 7 years ago, and for some of us, we may have really been bad with our money 7 years ago, right? So that is the big thing. Like you get that 30 days of grace, but once it's on there and it's going to follow you for a while. Now, as far as the effect it has on your credit score, even though it's on there for 7 years, the longer and the further away you get from that late payment, the less of an effect it's going to have. So it hits your credit score and it's going to have a big impact, when it first hits and they see that you've been late. But then over time, as long as you are still staying, up to date and you're not missing any more payments, like if that's the only one you missed and then after that you don't miss any at all, over that 7 years, that effect of that late payment is going to slowly fade and your credit score will slowly start to creep back up from where it was when it was brought down like that. A really good thing to keep in mind as well is partial payments don't make a difference. So say it's your mortgage payment and it's a big payment, and this is something that people are maybe concerned about right now. I'm not 100% sure what's going on with credit bureaus and reporting a late missed payment in the current environment right now. There may be some rules out there to help protect you. So these rules are just kind of the general standard, no pandemic going on kind of rules, but there could be some more leeway given. But my suggestion is always to try and get yourself towing the line for the standard rules. You know, if you need to make some exceptions in this tough time, that's fine. But, you know, we want to keep these rules in mind because they're going to be the standard rules that are going to continue to follow us. So what I wanted to tell you is that a partial payment, so say, you know, it's your mortgage payment that you missed, you're only able to come up with half of it, you know, you're already, you know, 3 weeks past the due date and you're like, I don't know what to do, I've only got a partial payment. If you make that partial payment, it's not going to save you from the ding on your credit score. I absolutely recommend that you make a partial payment. If you're able to, you should absolutely pay as much as you possibly can towards it, but just know that your credit score is going to reflect that there was a missed payment because the entire payment was not made. So those are the few things I just wanted to get on and share with you about late payments hitting your credit score. There's lots of other things that also affect our credit scores, different factors, and I plan on getting into those as we go on this week, just kind of one topic each day. So I hope this was helpful for you. So those 3 things that you want to keep in mind. You've got 30 days past your due date before a late payment is going to hit your credit score. It stays on your credit score for 7 years before it will fall off, but the effects of it fade over time. And a partial payment is not going to keep that late payment from hitting your credit report. You have to make the full payment for it not to get reported as a late payment. So I hope that that shed some light for you guys on that part of your credit score. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, give me a heart. If you have any further questions about this aspect of your credit score, shoot me a comment, and I will get back to you guys soon. Bye, everybody.